because we missed you. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Sports Advocates Podcast. I'm Benzie, County Record Patriot, and Manistee News Advocate sports reporter Mitch Fosberg, here for the very special episode, at least the first episode of this series. So, traditionally, myself and McLean Moberg have done preview stories for every team in our coverage area, for Benzie Central, Frankfort, Manistee Catholic Central, and Neckarmont Brethren, and Bear Lake. This year, in the spirit of trying to be a little more creative in the way how we approach our day-to-day jobs, we offered every coach the opportunity to come on to talk about their programs here on the podcast. Now, not every coach accepted this opportunity. We have nothing but respect for every coach's decision. The ones who did decide to hop on, however, those will be part of our special series. So, our first episode, let's get to the special guest right now. All right, joining us now over the phone is one of the most entertaining coaches, at least in my opinion, that we get a chance to talk to. He's the head coach of the reigning, defending, undisputed Lakes 8 Boys Golf Conference champions, but that conference is unfortunately no more. Jumping into the West Michigan Conference this year. Joining us now over the phone, Manistee Boys Golf coach Mike Swanson. Mike, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us. How are we feeling on this Monday?
Oh, I'm feeling great. The season's coming up, and that's always exciting for us golfers when spring comes. We're just waiting for the snow to melt.
Yeah, Mike, that's sort of the first question here is, what's it kind of like, being a golf coach in northern Michigan? Today is technically the first day of practice that's, sanctioned by the MHSCA, and there's snow on the ground up here. That I would imagine that makes it a little difficult.
Yes, we had to change a few years back and get used to playing in the spring. There's good parts and there's bad parts. We get to start out with indoor practices and working on the rules and all the things we're going to do. So the groundwork is set pretty good for this, and then when the state championship comes up, the weather's really good. In the fall, we would start, and the weather would be really good for the first 3 quarters of the season, and then it would be cold at the end of the year, which made it tough.
Mike, I want to ask you about some of those returners as well that, ultimately did help you win that Lakes 8 title. With Jacob Sharp coming back and Braden Sorensen coming back and Jordy as well, as you mentioned. Just sort of, kind of giving you an opportunity to talk about those kids and the impact that they're going to make this year.
Well, we're expecting good things from them. They're just a fine group of young men, which makes it easy for me to coach and do that. And I know they've been practicing hard in the off season. Our off season is way before, so their progress took place last summer and last fall. And rumor has it maybe some of them been out playing a couple times early this season, so the snow melted enough so they got a chance to play a little bit.
Okay, all right. Well, you also mentioned to me, that Max Sharp, Jacob's younger brother, a freshman, is coming in, who Mitch and I did get a chance to see him. Really athletic kid, considering he was on that soccer team who played a lot, and as we know, that soccer team went to regionals, and so just sort of what you're expecting there from him this year.
Well, I've played golf with him before and saw him hit the ball, and so he strikes the ball as a freshman as well as you can expect. And it reminded me of somebody like Ryan Tiefenthaw, who stepped on the team and played number 1. I don't think Max is in that shape right now, but we're going to challenge him to do that to be better than anybody on the team. He's got that type of ability. But most of all, we want to get him used to playing competitive golf. So I'm expecting him to be able to contribute to the team.
You mentioned Max being really good at striking the ball. What else does he do fairly well on the golf course?
Well, he carries them. He knows how to. The basics of what he does. He knows how to handle himself on the green. His wedge play is really good. That's just a sign, so that if you can handle chipping and putting, that takes you a long ways. And then he's fairly long for a freshman. He's fairly long off the tee, so he's had the experience. I know he's played a lot of golf coming up, so we can be excited about that. He's certainly not as long as Jacob or some of the other boys on the team.
Do you expect maybe a fun little sibling rivalry between him and Jacob this season?
No, they get along. They play a lot of golf together, and they're a really close family. So I'm not expecting as much as a big competition as much as they'll just want to beat each other. And I hope that's on everyone on the team, that they want to play number one. So I could look at my top 6 or 7 guys and say each of those guys want to be the top player on the team, and that's a good kind of friendly rival. And then we'll find out, as I coach the team, we'll find out which player is comfortable playing which position, and then we'll put him in that place. But let's hope we have the top 6 guys in the league.
What excites you most about this group in particular?
Their work ethic out of practice. So they're the type of group where when practice is over, then they're heading over to either a different course or our course and wanting to go out and play after practice is over, and practicing on Saturdays and the weekends. That's exciting to not have to motivate that. That they're coming to the team with that already.
You know, Mike, when you talk about joining a new conference this year, obviously the West Michigan Conference Lakes Division is where you guys will be playing. A little bit of a bigger conference this year than the Lakes 8, which you guys won last year. Just sort of, when you think about the schools that you're now going to be associated with and playing against, what initially comes to mind entering this new conference for you guys?
Well, math is beautiful, and if we have more teams, then our odds of winning are down a little bit, straight up. So we're going to have to play a little bit better this year, and there's some bigger schools in there, and we'll have some good golf schools that I've played against over the years, and so it'll be a fun challenge. I'm excited. We get to play all new courses. That's just a good experience for the kids. We have a lot of away matches. So the new conference is going to be exciting for us. One of the things that we're going to do this year is we have scheduled some bigger invitationals, mostly because I have really good golfers and we want to give them the experience of going out to bigger, larger competitions. We're going up to a Traverse City Invitational. We're going to the Ludington Invitational, which brings up a lot of schools from Grand Rapids. And we're going down to Spring Lake, and we're going to play a lot of the city schools because we have that type of team where they're good enough to compete against not just our area, but outside of our area. And that's what I'm expecting from them. Okay?
Okay.
Easy enough. Well, Mike, thank you so much for taking time out of my schedule on Monday. We appreciate it.
Okay. Hey, now, edit this and make me sound good. Thank you.
No problem, man.
Thanks, Mike.